Have you ever done something so simple, yet it changed the way you feel, think, and live completely? I didn't expect much when I decided to take cold showers every morning for 30 days. Sounded uncomfortable, pointless even. But deep inside I was tired. Not just tired physically but mentally exhausted. I'd lost my motivation. I was dragging through my mornings like a zombie. And somewhere along the way I realized I needed something to wake me up. Not just from sleep, but from the numbness of routine. Then, one night while scrolling through YouTube, I stumbled upon a video about the Japanese lifestyle and their secrets to long life. It wasn't about expensive diets or high-tech health tools. It was something ridiculously simple: cold water. Japanese people are known for their longevity and resilience. And many of them practice misogi, the ancient ritual of purification by cold water. Some immerse themselves under waterfalls. Others pour cold buckets over their bodies as the sun rises. That got me thinking, what if something this basic, just a cold shower, could wake me up in more ways than one? So I made a promise to myself. For the next 30 days, I would take a cold shower every single morning. No matter what. No hot water. No excuses. Now, before we dive into what happened, and trust me, the results were more than I ever imagined, let me tell you why this challenge matters. We live in a world of comfort. Heated rooms, warm beds, hot showers. But somewhere in all that comfort, we've lost our edge. We avoid discomfort so much. We forget how strong we really are. Cold water strips you bare, shocks your body, forces you to breathe, to be present. It doesn't lie. It doesn't wait. It meets you with honesty, and it changes you. And here's the twist. It's not just about physical benefits. Sure, it improves circulation, boosts your immunity, and gives you radiant skin. But what I discovered goes much deeper than that. It rewired how I face fear, how I deal with stress. It became a daily test of courage. A moment where I had to say yes to something uncomfortable. And that changed everything. So if you've ever felt stuck, uninspired, or just numb to the world around you, this story is for you. Because sometimes, transformation doesn't start with a big move. Sometimes it starts with a few drops of cold water hitting your back at 6 a.m. This is what happened when I took cold showers every morning for 30 days. What I learned surprised me. What I gained, even more. Let's begin. Day 1 was awful. The moment the cold water hit my skin, it felt like my body went into shock. Gasp. My heart raced. My mind screamed, "Turn it off." Everything inside me resisted. I stood there, shivering, barely able to breathe. It wasn't just uncomfortable, it felt impossible. But I didn't quit. I reminded myself, this wasn't about comfort. It was about commitment. And I stayed under that icy stream for just 60 seconds. That was all I could manage. Day 2 was just as bad. Still I showed up. I turned the knob all the way to cold, and again my body flinched. But this time I noticed something. I didn't panic quite as much. Focused on my breathing. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Slowly, deeply. That helped. By day 4 I realized something unexpected. I was waking up with purpose. Instead of dragging myself out of bed, I started thinking, all right, time to win the morning. The dread was still there, but it was shrinking. In its place, something else was growing: confidence. Cold showers became my battle, my morning mountain. And each time I stepped under that freezing stream, I conquered it. By week 2, everything started to change. My mood was lighter, my thoughts clearer. I was more alert, more focused. The fog that usually clouded my mornings began to lift. I wasn't hitting snooze anymore. I wasn't rushing through my routine like a robot. I was present. My body felt stronger too. The tightness in my muscles eased. My posture improved. I even started sleeping better. Somehow, starting my day with discomfort trained my mind to stay calm in chaos. I stopped overreacting to little things. I started breathing through stress instead of getting lost in it. But the biggest change, my mindset. See, we all have that little voice in our head, the one that says, "You can't. You're not strong enough. Why bother?" Cold showers turned that voice down. Every morning I proved it wrong. And over time, that quiet victory began to echo throughout my entire life. One morning around day 15, something happened that I'll never forget. I turned the water on cold, as usual. I stepped in. And I didn't flinch. I didn't scream. I didn't gasp. Just breathe. That was the first time I felt in control. Not of the water, of myself. That day, I walked out of the shower not just clean, but powerful. I carried that energy into everything I did. Work, conversations, workouts. I found myself saying yes more often. Yes to opportunities. Yes to challenges. Yes to life. I even started looking forward to the cold. Crazy, right? By day 20, the shower became more than a habit. It was my ritual, my reset, my personal therapy. There were still tough mornings. Days when I wanted to skip it. Days when I told myself, "You've already done enough." But then I'd remember. Growth doesn't care how you feel. Shows up when you do. One day I was talking to a friend about it. He laughed and said, "All this from cold water?" Smiled. "'Cause yes, cold water. That's all it took to remind me who I am. To remind me that I'm capable of more than I think. That resilience isn't something you find. It's something you build. And cold showers, they're the blueprint. What started as a simple experiment turned into a daily reminder. I can do hard things." By day 25, I was doing 3 minutes under the coldest setting. No hesitation, no fear. My morning routine became sacred. Wake up, breathe, step in, hunker. It felt like I was training for life. Every single morning. Like I was choosing to be uncomfortable. So that when life got hard, I'd already know how to handle it. I began to see cold not as the enemy, but as the teacher. It taught me how to be still in discomfort. How to choose strength over ease. And how to stop letting fear decide the shape of my day. As the 30th day approached, I didn't want it to end. What started as a challenge had become a habit. And that habit had become a mindset. Cold showers didn't just change my mornings. They changed my life. Day 30 came quietly. No fireworks. No dramatic music. Just me standing in front of the same shower. With the same knob turned all the way to cold. But everything had changed. That day I stepped in without fear. Without hesitation. The water hit my skin, and I didn't flinch. Smiled. Because I knew. I had won something far greater than I expected. This wasn't about cold showers anymore. This was about showing up for myself. About rewriting the story I told myself every morning. That story used to be, "I'm tired. I can't. Maybe tomorrow." Now, it's, "I'm ready. I'm capable. Let's go." I started this challenge hoping to feel more awake. What I found was a new way of living. Cold showers stripped everything down to the essentials. No distractions. No warmth. Just me, my breath, and a decision, stay or run. And every morning that I stayed, every second I stood under that stream, I was learning how to stop running from my life. Because the truth is, discomfort is not the enemy. Avoiding discomfort is. We've been taught that comfort equals happiness. But comfort is often the quiet killer of growth. The more we chase ease, the less we trust our ability to do hard things. Cold water reminded me of something primal, something powerful. That inside of me, inside all of us, is a resilience we've barely tapped into. You don't need the perfect routine. You don't need motivation. You just need a reason to step into the cold, and the courage to stay there. For me, that cold shower became a symbol. A symbol of discipline, of mental toughness, of choosing action over excuses. And what amazed me most, the ripple effect. When I began winning my mornings, I started winning my days. I showed up better for my work, for the people I love, for myself. I made clearer decisions. I had more energy. My anxiety shrank. My confidence grew. And it wasn't because I read 100 books or listened to endless podcasts. It was because I did one hard thing, over and over again. There's something deeply empowering about doing what most people avoid. about choosing the harder path, not because you have to, but because you can. If you're listening to this and thinking, "That sounds crazy," I get it. Thought so too. But I invite you, just try it. Start with 30 seconds. Just once. Let the cold wake you up. Let it shake you. Let it remind you, you are alive. Because once you realize you can handle the cold, you'll start to believe you can handle anything. Maybe it's not cold showers for you. Maybe it's a difficult conversation, a habit you've been avoiding, a dream you've buried. Whatever your cold shower is, step into it. Even if it's uncomfortable, especially if it's uncomfortable, that's where the growth lives. That's where you'll find your strength. Looking back, the greatest gift I got from this challenge wasn't physical. It wasn't even mental. It was spiritual. It was remembering that I can do hard things, and that I don't need perfect conditions to take action. Just a decision. That's it. So here I am 30 days later. Changed. Stronger. Sharper. Calmer. And most of all, awake. If this story stirred something in you, I encourage you. Don't just listen. Try it. Even once. Feel the cold. Face the discomfort. And watch what rises inside you when you do. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. If this inspired you or even made you curious, please share this video with someone who needs it. Friend, sibling, coworker. You never know who might be waiting for their wake-up call. And if you'd like to keep growing together, learning and exploring more ways to build a stronger, more resilient life, hit that subscribe button. This is Golden Wellbeing, where simple habits lead to powerful change. I'm grateful you're here, and I can't wait to see what your 30 days bring. Now go, face your cold, and reclaim your strength.